What's up, cool people? How we all doing today? Welcome to another Tuesday morning live stream, where we will be doing some Bible study to kick things off, then getting into some Kingdom Hearts 2, where there's... I still gotta figure out where to go for that, but we'll just have to see what happens, I guess. Anyway, my name's Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer. For those of you who don't know, I'm just a random Christian guy playing, well, when I'm not in the middle of a series, playing random games. Just making connections with random people and helping answer their random questions about God, faith, the Bible, anything else that might be on their minds. But, yeah, the games have been less random lately because of going through the Kingdom Hearts series. Hashtag sorry, not sorry, but I really like the games. And I got the collection, I don't know, back... I want to say back around, like, Christmas time this past year. But, anyway. I digress. So, yeah. That's the gist of things. That's the plan for this morning. Hopefully we can get through it all pretty reasonably. I will be recording things along the way. Don't let that keep you from leaving thoughts in the chat or anything like that, because if it's not related to what I'm recording, then yay editing. If it is, though, then, you know, we can talk about more than just what's on my mind. Actually make it more of a discussion, which I appreciate being able to do. Yeah. Morning throat not being all clear. Anywho, okay. We're going to run the early Twitch ad break. Transition over to our Bible study setup. And then get things rolling from there. And those of you who are already here, I appreciate you being part of the early crew. Okay. So, I've pretty much been going through the Bible, you know, beginning to end, Genesis to Revelation, and at 2 chapters a week, it takes a while. In fact, I calculated it out to probably be around 5 years when all is said and done. At the start, I was just doing 1 chapter a week. But then I picked up the pace on things as my schedule allowed. So yeah, hopefully OBS isn't going to just completely crap out and drop all the frames in the world, as it seems to be doing right now. But yeah, we find ourselves in 2 Samuel kind of close to the end. Actually, not this week, but next week. Should be getting through the last couple of chapters of it. Oh, and last little note before we really dig into things. If y'all who are Christians especially could, like, be praying about my job situation and income in general, it's been kind of up in the air lately. The job that I was working hasn't had any work for me to do, thus I haven't been getting paid from it. I've looked into some other options, but others that I thought were similar pay next to nothing. So yeah, I'm exploring alternatives. And it might just end up with me trying to dive headfirst into this being my, you know, full-time gig. But yeah, prayers for, like, wisdom in figuring all that out would be appreciated. All right. Not really much else to say before I get started on things. So let's get rolling with our Bible study here. All right. So we're looking at 2 Samuel chapter 21. David has basically been king throughout the whole throughout the whole book. But he's had various difficulties sort of challenging his rule as king, mostly in the form of other people trying to be king instead. But it seems like, at least for the moment, that's all settled, and he's established as king after literally like back-to-back rebellions. And now maybe he's got some time to figure some other things out, as seems like might be implied from the title of this section here. But yeah, I don't know if there's too much else that needs to be said for context. If something comes up that I recall some relevant information from before, I'll do my best to explain that. But otherwise, here we go. 2 Samuel chapter 21. There was a famine during David's reign that lasted for 3 years, so David asked the Lord about it. And the Lord said, "The famine has come because Saul and his family are guilty of murdering the Gibeonites." So the king summoned the Gibeonites. They were not part of Israel, but were all that was left of the nation of the Amorites. The people of Israel had sworn not to kill them, but Saul, in his zeal for Israel and Judah, had tried to wipe them out. David asked them, "What can I do for you? How can I make amends so that you will bless the Lord's people again?" Okay. So, I think that was actually something that happened back probably in Joshua. The Israelites were coming into the promised land, trying to settle there, and the Gibeonites, if I recall correctly, kind of tricked the Israelites into thinking that they weren't from that area, that they were just trying to find somewhere that they could, live peacefully and get some help. So that was how the agreement of, the people of Israel swearing not to kill them came about, to the best of my recollection. But Saul, being apparently like Mr. War Man, or at least Mr. Angry Man, it mentioned that he was pretty much constantly at war with the people around them. Sometimes for good reasons, sometimes for not so good reasons. But Saul didn't seem to care about the previous, promise or oath or agreement or whatever you want to call it with the Gibeonites, and tried to wipe them out. So, when it's revealed that that's the reason why there's a famine in the land, David is now making an effort to try and figure this out. See what he can do to, set things right with them. And then we get their answer, starting in verse 4. "Well, money can't settle this matter between us and the family of Saul," the Gibeonites replied. "Neither can we demand the life of anyone in Israel." "What can I do then?" David asked. "Just tell me, and I will do it for you." Then they replied, "It was Saul who planned to destroy us, to keep us from having any place at all in the territory of Israel. So let 7 of Saul's sons be handed over to us, and we will execute them before the Lord at Gibeon, on the mountain of the Lord." "All right," the king said, "I will do it." The king spared Jonathan's son Mephibosheth, who was Saul's grandson, because of the oath David and Jonathan had sworn before the Lord. But he gave them Saul's 2 sons, Armoni and Mephibosheth, whose mother was Rizpah, daughter of Aiah. He also gave them the 5 sons of Saul's daughter Merab, the wife of Adriel, son of Barzillai, from Meholah. The men of Gibeon executed them on the mountain before the Lord. So all 7 of them died together at the beginning of the barley harvest. Okay, it sounds a little counterintuitive, or like going against when it said, neither can we demand the life of anyone in Israel. Or maybe by that they meant like, well, we can't just, ask to randomly kill some people to get retribution. Because it was Saul who was guilty of this wrongdoing here, not the other people. So otherwise it would have just seemed like, well, we're just simply taking a life for a life with no regard for who's to blame. So these sons of Saul wind up, well, sons and grandsons, I guess, of Saul wind up being the ones to kind of ultimately pay the price to attempt to make this right. It was, I mean, it's something that we might look at today and think like, well, couldn't there be some other way of making this happen? Again, David was asking the Gibeonites what they wanted, and like, considering how many of them Saul likely killed in trying to eliminate them, I don't want to say that it's fair or right, but it's at least a relevant, way to try to make up for it. And that was a lot of how, laws and revenge and punishments and penalties and things like that were just carried out back then. I mean, even today, in some cases, you get situations like that where it's like, okay, well, you did this thing wrong, so let's give you a punishment that's related to this kind of thing. When it's not just, all right, well, you owe us money or jail time. Okay, we got some notes to look over here. So, when it mentions the mountain of the Lord, it says in the Greek version, Hebrew reads, at Gibeah of Saul, the chosen of the Lord. Okay. Because, I mean, the mountain of the Lord probably would have been Mount Sinai as established back in Exodus. But that reading the Hebrew there makes a little bit more sense why it would say this here. Because if it's where the chosen one of the Lord came from, maybe that would make some sense. Anyway, footnote there, Mephibosheth is another name for Merab. Yeah, but either way, this is talking about Jonathan's son Mephibosheth, possibly originally named Merab. And then there's this other Mephibosheth here who was not Jonathan's son, but was a different son of Saul. So Jonathan's son got spared. A different Mephibosheth did not. Footnote there at Merab, as in a few Hebrew and Greek manuscripts and Syriac version. Most Hebrew manuscripts read Michal. Okay. I mean, Michal was originally David's wife. that he was kind of like awarded almost from Saul for his, mighty acts of bravery and, military proficiency. Anyway. Alright. Let's move along to verse 10 here then. Then Rizpah, daughter of Aiah, the mother of two of the men, spread burlap on a rock and stayed there the entire harvest season. She prevented the scavenger birds from tearing at their bodies during the day and stopped wild animals from eating them at night. When David learned what Rizpah, Saul's concubine, had done, he went to the people of Jabesh-Gilead and retrieved the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan. When the Philistines had killed Saul and Jonathan on Mount Gilboa, the people of Jabesh-Gilead stole their bodies from the public square of Bethshan, where the Philistines had hung them. So David obtained the bones of Saul and Jonathan, as well as the bones of the men the Gibeonites had executed. Then the king ordered that they bury the bones in the tomb of Kish, Saul's father, at the town of Zelah in the land of Benjamin. After that, God ended the famine in the land. So, this whole thing with Rizpah. So it said she spread burlap on a rock and stayed there. I guess she was like trying to cover up the bodies of her sons who were executed as part of this attempt to make things right with the Gibeonites. And I guess when realizing the dedication that she had to that, David kind of came to the conclusion, okay, maybe we need to give these sons and grandsons of Saul a more respectable burial and, like, actually have them buried along with their other family members, as is fairly common practice. So, yeah. Their bodies wind up getting buried at the tomb of Saul's father. And then, I guess, through all of this, God's like, okay, you've made things right with the Gibeonites, at least as much as you could. No more famine. Sorry. Give me just 2 seconds. I got something really itching my nose, and I don't want to make it look all weird or gross or anything. Okay. And let me grab a quick sip of water, since I'm kind of at a pause in the reading. Pop-Pop Taterhead, good morning. I'm doing alright today. Hope you're doing well. Reading through some more 2 Samuel here. We just read about how there was a famine, and it was because Saul had wronged these people, the Gibeonites, and David does his best to make up for it, and then the famine ends. So then we get to verse 15 here. Once again, the Philistines were at war with Israel. And when David and his men were in the thick of battle, David became weak and exhausted. Ishbi-Benob was a descendant of the giants. His bronze spearhead weighed more than 7 pounds, and he was armed with a new sword. He had cornered David and was about to kill him. But Abishai, son of Zeruiah, came to David's rescue and killed the Philistine. Then David's men declared, "You are not going out to battle with us again. Why risk snuffing out the light of Israel?" So, it's not stated why David was exhausted. I mean, he might have been a bit on the older side of things at this point. But it's a good thing Abishai came around. I know Joab and Abishai tended to, at least on, approach to certain matters, kind of butted heads with David from time to time. But there's no doubting that they were also, proficient in battle. And good thing that was the case right here. Note there about the giants. Says Sora, descendant of the Rapha. Also in 21:18. Okay. So later verses that mention the giants, I guess, it's that same word or phrase. But still, I mean, they had dealt with Goliath before, who was a giant, and it's not surprising, I guess, that there would still be more, giant men in the area. Bronze spearhead weighed more than 7 pounds. Hebrew says 300 shekels. Which is believed to be about 3.4 kilograms. And that's probably what they then, calculated out to be about 7 pounds. But yeah, just the head of the spear weighed about that much. Normally, you want spears to be kind of light so you can make quick movements with them. So yeah, just the head of it being that heavy, I mean, it makes more sense for someone who's a giant. But yeah, so Abishai comes to David's rescue, but then the rest of David's men are like, all right, nope, you're not coming out to fight with us anymore. No offense, David, but it seems like you're not up to the fighting. You're not up to the task of fighting as much as you used to be. So then, verse 18. After this, there was another battle against the Philistines at Gob. As they fought, Sibbecai from Hushah killed Saph, another descendant of the giants. During another battle at Gob, Elhanan, son of Jair, from Bethlehem, killed the brother of Goliath of Gath. The handle of his spear was as thick as a weaver's beam. Wish I had an immediate point of reference on that. Might look up a picture at some point and in editing kind of put that in here. But I'm sure that's another thing to just kind of give a sense of the size of the spear. Note there, Jair, as in parallel text at 1 Chronicles 20. Hebrew reads son of Jair Orachim. There's, I'm sure, a bunch of ways that could potentially be pronounced, and I'm probably not going to think of the right one. But anyway, so note there, as in Hebrew reads killed Goliath of Gath, but Goliath should have already been dead, as per, the whole fight with David and Goliath back in 1 Samuel. So I guess because that didn't make much sense, the translator might have said, okay, well, there's this other mention of a similar thing in 1 Chronicles that sounds more like the brother of Goliath. So we'll go with that instead of saying that it was Goliath. I mean, just like we saw earlier about multiple people in Saul's family being named Mephibosheth, there could have been another Goliath that was also a giant. So now we've gotten 3 other giants slain in these battles with the Philistines. Then we get to verse 20. In another battle with the Philistines at Gath, they encountered a huge man with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all, who was also a descendant of the giants. But when he defied and taunted Israel, he was killed by Jonathan, the son of David's brother Shimei. These 4 Philistines were descendants of the giants of Gath, but David and his warriors killed them. So maybe Gath just had a bunch of large men. I mean, if that was any sort of a genetic thing, then I guess that is understandable. People do... I mean, I'm not going to say for sure this is actually the case, but it's at least common thought that, you know, genetics play a part in one's height. But, note there where it says they encountered a huge man. It's similar to 1 Chronicles 20, verse 6. Hebrew reads a Midianite, but Midianites weren't necessarily all known for being large, I wouldn't think. But either way, the 6 fingers and toes on each appendage was a bit unusual. And either way, like, even if it says he was a Midianite there, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that this last verse is wrong in saying that they were descendants of the giants of Gath, because they might have spread out a little bit. But also, real quick note there at where it says David's brother Shimei, as in parallel text, 1 Chronicles 20, verse 7. Hebrew reads Shimei, or Shimei, I don't know. It's a variant spelling. It could have also been said that way to distinguish him from the one guy who had, like, insulted David before because he was part of, like, Saul's tribe and didn't like David for that reason. Trying to say, all right, this is not that person. Although if it did use the same spelling, then it probably would have been like this guy Shimei, but not that other guy that we heard about before. Kind of like how there's a verse or two in the New Testament where it mentions someone named Judas, but it specifically goes out of the way to say not Judas Iscariot. But that's all I got for 2 Samuel 21. Man. Throat is not being the most agreeable this morning. I do have another chapter I'd like to get through, though. And, by the way, I will reiterate, just because I'm going through this don't let that keep you from leaving thoughts in the chat and whatnot. If you got any questions about what we're reading through or anything at all, I will not ignore you. I might just take a second as I'm reading through the verses or completing a thought that I have. But I suppose here in a second we will move on to 2 Samuel 22. Here we go. All right, so now we're looking at 2 Samuel 22, and David's king, seemingly, like, fully established as king with no, like, internal opposition in Israel. Last chapter, there was a famine because Saul had done something wrong to the Gibeonites. In fact, not just anything wrong, like he tried to wipe them out, which was bad because the Israelites had previously made an agreement that they were not going to kill the Gibeonites. So then David makes it up to them, famine ends, and then we got a little thing about a bunch of giants, or at least people who it seems like were probably related to Goliath in some way or another. That, you know, how some of them died in various battles. So after all that, oh yeah, it was also established that David's not going out to war anymore. Because against one of said giants, he was like this close to getting killed. As much because he was just worn out himself, as it was the fact that he was fighting a giant. Could be an old age thing. Either way, it seemed like the rest of David's men thought it wise to not have him go out to war anymore. But after all that, we get to this chapter here. So here we go, 2 Samuel, chapter 22. David sang this song to the Lord on the day the Lord rescued him from all his enemies and from Saul. Maybe a little bit of a backtrack there. Although, maybe not, because all his enemies could have included all those encounters with the Philistines that we just read about in the previous chapter. But anyway, he sang, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my savior. My God is my rock, in whom I find protection. He is my shield, the power that saves me, and my place of safety. He is my refuge, my savior, the one who saves me from violence. I called on the Lord, who is worthy of praise, and he saved me from my enemies." This actually sounds kind of familiar. This might be a common thing to quote, just in general, and even in some more contemporary Christian songs. But, you know, unsurprisingly, after being delivered in a way from all his enemies, he's singing the praises of God for basically helping to protect him. Because if God hadn't, you know, been on David's side through all that, there's no way he would have survived all of what he went through. I mean, the king before him basically wanting him dead, one of that king's sons being placed, you know, in opposition to him in Israel, multiple different giants and other, you know, nations around him being hostile, couple of rebellions from within his own people. It's just, yeah, highly unlikely that he would have survived all that if God was not on his side. And probably a lot of this song of praise is going to be centered around that kind of rescue, safety, deliverance, protection, whatever you want to call it, that God has provided for him. So, we'll continue along with verse 5. I may not pause quite as often throughout this as I normally do, because this is, more of a song, more of a poetic kind of thing, and so, like, breaking it apart might not make it feel like it flows quite as well, or like it's all connected in the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that before I continue. Verse 5. The waves of death overwhelmed me. Floods of destruction swept over me. The grave wrapped its ropes around me. Death laid a trap in my path. But in my distress I cried out to the Lord. Yes, I cried to my God for help. He heard me from his sanctuary. My cry reached his ears. Then the earth quaked and trembled. The foundations of the heavens shook. They quaked because of his anger. Smoke poured from his nostrils. Fierce flames leaped from his mouth. Glowing coals blazed forth from him. He opened the heavens and came down. Dark storm clouds were beneath his feet. Mounted on a mighty angelic being, he flew, soaring on the wings of the wind. He shrouded himself in darkness, veiling his approach with dense rain clouds. A great brightness shone around him, and burning coals blazed forth. The Lord thundered from heaven. The voice of the Most High resounded. He shot arrows and scattered his enemies. His lightning flashed, and they were confused. Then at the command of the Lord, at the blast of his breath, the bottom of the sea could be seen, and the foundations of the earth were laid bare. Okay, I will pause there for a bit. So this kind of paragraph here seems to be talking primarily about how much trouble David was in. It seemed like death was imminent, probably multiple times. But he, cried out to God as described earlier and received help and protection. Note there at the grave, Hebrew says Sheol. That was... So to my understanding, Sheol is basically somewhat of a concept of an afterlife that the people of Israel had before there was a, heaven and hell idea. It was... I guess you could think of it in a way almost like the Greek concept of the underworld, except not just I don't know. Maybe not as grim as people think of the underworld being. It was just kind of this is just sort of a place in the earth that you go when you die, and you have sort of an eternal existence after this life. It's not necessarily good or bad, it's just kind of a thing that's there. At least that's sort of my understanding of it. So then after that paragraph, we get kind of a bunch of stuff about how God came and, attacked David's enemies, provided protection, fought for him, and basically helped save him from the seemingly imminent death. And of course, this is all, it's a song, it's poetic, it's metaphorical. okay, yeah, there could have been times when, like, there were clouds and thunder and things like that, and lightning, things of that sort causing confusion, but, like, it's not necessarily that, like, there was literal smoke pouring from God's nostrils. God's not even, like, a really physical being, so that's not really something that makes sense from a literal interpretation. But if you think of it as poetry and metaphor, then it's like, okay, yeah. So basically, there was heat in a way. You could say coming from God. There was, basically, I mean, I think anger in some ways is kind of thought as like a hot emotion. Normally you feel a little hotter when you're angry. But in any case, all this is pretty much just saying, like, all right, well, God in his anger and with, like, righteous fury came and, smote, I guess would be the proper conjugation there. Smote David's enemies. I might have to look that up later to make sure that's the correct. Whatever the correct version of the word smite is there. The past tense of that. Anyway, note there on mighty angelic being. Hebrew says a cherub, okay. Which is that description right there is basically what a cherub is thought of. Or what a cherub is thought to be like. Pretty much the meaning of the word cherub. Anywho, I'm getting a little caught up in semantics here. Let me not do so that much. Note it's soaring, as in some Hebrew manuscripts. See also Psalm 18:10. Other Hebrew manuscripts read appearing on the wings of the wind. But, like, soaring kind of gives it a little bit more of that, poetic sense. Adds a little bit extra, grandeur. Note there at burning coals or lightning bolts. Great brightness shown around him. See, lightning bolts would definitely be a great brightness. The burning coals, I think, maybe kind of tie in to the previous thing about smoke pouring from his nostrils and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Enough explaining my thoughts on that section. On to verse 17. He reached down from heaven and rescued me. He drew me out of deep waters. He rescued me from my powerful enemies, from those who hated me and were too strong for me. They attacked me at a moment when I was in distress, but the Lord supported me. He led me to a place of safety. He rescued me because he delights in me. The Lord rewarded me for doing right. He restored me because of my innocence. For I have kept the ways of the Lord. I have not turned from my God to follow evil. I have followed all his regulations. I have never abandoned his decrees. I am blameless before God. I have kept myself from sin. The Lord rewarded me for doing right. He has seen my innocence. So, that little bit there where he's talking about, like, being blameless, we might think, okay, but what about that whole thing with Bathsheba and all that? Like, well, Bathsheba and then Uriah and all that stuff that David clearly did wrong, but, like, it's kind of assumed that we're going to do some bad things here and there. What determines a little bit more of, our relationship with God is how we act when we realize that we've done wrong. And in David's case, he was sorry. He did his best to try and pray to God to even, save his son from the punishment that God had said was due because of David's actions in that situation. So, it's not just, this isn't necessarily David saying that he's perfect, but more so saying that, his heart was still, aligned, or, aligned toward God at least, that he still, sought after God. Even when he did some things wrong, he quickly did his best to set it right. So more talk about, God protecting him, kind of getting a little bit into, admission that he wouldn't have been able to handle it on his own. Saved me, or rescued me from those who hated me and were too strong for me, to quote verse 18 here. And even if it was just momentarily that they were too strong, because he was, quote, in distress, and things of that sort. But, so now he's kind of gone a little bit from how God rescued him to maybe why he believes that God rescued him and showed him favor. Because his heart, continually sought after God, sought to do the right thing, even after his occasional slip-ups. And perhaps as an extension of that, then we'll get into the next set of verses. Verse 26. To the faithful you show yourself faithful. To those with integrity you show integrity. To the pure you show yourself pure, but to the crooked you show yourself shrewd. You rescue the humble, but your eyes watch the proud and humiliate them. O Lord, you are my lamp. The Lord lights up my darkness. In your strength I can crush an army. With my God I can scale any wall. God's way is perfect. All the Lord's promises prove true. He is a shield for all who look to him for protection. For who is God except the Lord? Who but our God is a solid rock? God is my strong fortress, and he makes my way perfect. He makes me as sure-footed as a deer, enabling me to stand on mountain heights. He trains my hands for battle. He strengthens my arm to draw a bronze bow. You have given me your shield of victory. Your help has made me great. You have made a wide path for my feet to keep them from slipping. Okay. Pause there for a little bit. So yeah, kind of as an extension of David being like, well, okay, God helped me because I was, seeking after him and doing my best to, follow his laws, his decrees, basically to live the way that he wants us to live. And as an extension of that, he goes on to talk about how, if people do good things, then God is, generally going to help them, reward them. Basically saying that, okay, it's not just me, David, who God helps for doing right. This applies to everybody. This is just the nature of God. And to people who aren't so righteous, or are overly proud, or anything like that, God handles them justly, kind of treating them the way that they seem to treat others. And then it talks about God's way being perfect, kind of branching off of that, because it's saying like, all right, well, you deal with people how they should be dealt with. I mean, it's only fair, really, to, like, you know, to rescue the humble, to be pure toward those who are pure, but also to, you know, make the proud people humble and, like, bring low those who seem to think that they're above being good and righteous and humble. Also gets a little bit into, like, ways, kind of more generally speaking, that God gives David strength and ability rather than just the external help that was described earlier. Okay, note here, getting help from God in verse 36. That's as in Dead Sea Scrolls. Masoretic text reads, "Your answering has made me great," rather than "your help." Well, could be answering David's cries for help, so, like, that would be helping then. Alright, let me get a drink here. Oh yeah, and the whole, like, keeping David from slipping and that sort of thing, like, that's perhaps also in terms of David being kind of more righteous and, like, kind of getting some help from God to know what the right thing to do is and stay on that path. Also could be just a way of describing the security that God gave him, you know, kind of talking about sure footing when you're, like, climbing a mountain or on certain paths or different things like that. Sure footing is pretty much your safety there. Anyway, okay. Verse 38. And I might just read through to the end from there, so I'm not pausing a whole lot. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway. I chased my enemies and destroyed them. I did not stop until they were conquered. I consumed them. I struck them down so they did not get up. They fell beneath my feet. You have armed me with strength for the battle. You have subdued my enemies under my feet. You placed my foot on their necks. I have destroyed all who hated me. They looked for help, but no one came to their rescue. They even cried to the Lord, but he refused to answer. I ground them as fine as the dust of the earth. I trampled them in the gutter like dirt. You gave me victory over my accusers. You preserved me as the ruler over nations. People I don't even know now serve me. Foreign nations cringe before me. As soon as they hear of me, they submit. They all lose their courage and come trembling from their strongholds. The Lord lives. Praise to my rock. May God, the rock of my salvation, be exalted. He is the God who pays back those who harm me. He brings down the nations under me and delivers me from my enemies. You hold me safe beyond the reach of my enemies. You save me from violent opponents. For this, O Lord, I will praise you among the nations. I will sing praises to your name. You give great victories to your king. You show unfailing love to your anointed, to David and all his descendants forever. So, kind of continuing the whole thing about how God winds up helping David sort of internally, giving him strength and, allowing him to do all these things to his enemies. Anyway, hi Jake. I'm doing all right. Hope you're doing well too. About to wrap up the Bible study portion of the stream. We've got a song from David that is actually in 2 Samuel and not in Psalms. But he's basically talking about how God has helped him, survive, conquer, deal with all the enemies that he has had. And clearly, based on previous chapters, there were plenty of enemies that David had. So then after kind of describing how God gave him strength and allowed him to have victory over these enemies, then, kind of towards the end, he's saying, all right, but this is not me glorifying myself. This all comes from God. So praise be to God for all of these things that he has given me. All of this strength, all of the victory, all of it. It's all God's. Okay. Note in verse 43 when it mentions David trampling his enemies, it says in Dead Sea Scrolls, Masoretic text reads, I crushed and trampled them. Okay, so it would just be crushed and, not just trampled. Not much difference there in terms of overall meaning. Note that they all lose their courage and come trembling. As in the parallel text at Psalm 18:45, Hebrew reads, come girding themselves. I mean, okay, so if you've heard the phrase girding your loins or whatever, it was usually like a way to prepare yourself either for battle or for like running away. It was basically being ready to it was like a way of, trying to make sure that they might have extra mobility and not be hampered by the tunics or cloaks or whatever that they might have worn. But considering it's in the midst of him saying that they all lose their courage, it's seemingly more so the like, okay, they're afraid, they're like fleeing before me, or they're scared for their lives or something. So I'm just taking another look through here in case I had any other thoughts on a particular like sentence or phrase or anything like that. No, not really. So kind of as it says at the top of the chapter, really this is all David giving praise to God for the protection and victory over the many enemies that he's had. And assurance at points throughout that, like, hey, this is just God's nature. He's not just doing this for me. He will do the same for you if you lean on God. So, that's all I got then for 2 Samuel 22. And next week, we should be wrapping up the book of 2 Samuel. Final 2 chapters of it. Because, I mean, if you have a look-see here, go into 2 Samuel, there you go. 24 is the last chapter. I realize you might not have seen exactly everything that I was clicking on, but I'm hoping you all trust me enough to know that that's what I was looking at there. Anyway. Okay. So Bible study portion of the stream is done. Feel free to continue, asking any questions or sharing thoughts or anything like that as we go, though. Whoa, okay. I was trying to move some stuff around and my computer just got a little janky on that. Kind of stuttered some. Okay. So, Twitch ads are coming up soon. I'll, in the meantime, kind of make my transition to Kingdom Hearts 2. Might want to make sure that I change the category of the stream here on Twitch. There we go. Select that. Always like the David parts of the Bibles. Yeah, it's like a lot of action, generally speaking, also mixed in with like kind of important lessons in some ways too. And I just realized I might want to close that door that's kind of sort of behind me to not have it bring in a bunch of extra light. So, give me a sec to take care of that. And in the meantime, game is loading, so you can see what that's doing. Oh, you know what? I don't think I got that set correctly. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Forgot that I had the correct window hidden there in OBS. Okay. That's a little better. Yes, we'll be continuing from this save file. Ditching my own background music now. Okay. Get another little bit of water here. And I'm still not 100% sure where I'm supposed to go next, but I'll just get to recording and we'll see what happens, I guess. Okay, so, for those of you who might have missed some of the recent events, we went to Twilight Town. Not much happened there other than maybe learning a little bit more about what happened to Kairi. She seems to have been taken by Axel, and otherwise we're not so sure. Then we went to Hollow Bastion here and had a whole bunch of stuff happen. Massive battle with tons of Heartless, and at one point kind of getting rescued by Maleficent. And then we got some clues while being, like, in the darkness that seemed to kind of direct us, or at least be related to Twilight Town. So I'm thinking in light of that, I might go back to Twilight Town to see if there's anything there. But I don't know, like, it's not... Next objective, set sail for the next world. Okay, so maybe not Twilight Town? Next objective, nothing... I mean, that at least has an objective listed there rather than just nothing. I am being informed by Jake that there's nothing in Twilight Town right now, though. Oh yeah, and to answer your question about drive levels and other things like that, well, maybe I could show you that when I end up going somewhere else. Okay, we do also know that there's more stuff available to do in Mulan's World, in Beast Castle, and over here in Port Royal. Now, the lowest battle level of those three is Mulan's World, so that kind of makes sense for where to go next. In fact, I wouldn't think I'm much above level 35. So, yeah. Let's go there. And it's not even giving us a certain spot to land, because there's specific story stuff that needs to happen now.
I wonder how everybody's doing.
Wait!
Sora!
Mulan, hey, no time to talk. We gotta catch that guy.
I'm following him too.
Then let's go.
Okay. Do I want Mulan in the party? I mean, Mulan's not bad, but it also means I don't necessarily have access to all the forms if I have Mulan in there. Oh yeah, so, status of forms and whatnot. I've got 4 forms available now. Valor, I think, is the highest level of them. And just, yeah, there's a lot of leveling up of things that I have to do. I also haven't even touched the summons for a while, despite getting 2 new ones. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. Oh, I forgot to look at some of this stuff here. I think limit form got to a high enough level that I could maybe equip the dodge roll. I kind of like the dodge roll more than the quick run, honestly. Or I could just give him another AP boost. Duh. Sorry. Real quick, just... Oh, geez, there's a whole bunch of stuff I could do there. But maybe not while I'm recording. Also got a combo plus, a blizzard boost, vicinity break, which I'm not even sure I know what that is. All sorts of stuff going on. Oh, geez, why did Goofy's abilities just go away? Like, what in the world? Don't even know which ones I want to give him. That seems good enough. So you didn't take all of Donald's stuff away because he wasn't forced out of the party for a moment there? I don't know. No, I really think if I could, doggone it, I can't jump quite high enough yet. Maybe if I level Valor form up a little more. real quick, gonna talk to the Moogle here just to give some synthesis materials. Ooh, got a defense boost and an AP boost. Can't craft that yet. Can craft this, though. Let's add a bright stone in there. Energy stone wouldn't do much, so yeah. Jake says vicinity break is really good if you're surrounded. It does an attack to hit all the enemies surrounding you. Okay. That was what? 3 AP? I guess I could use a few AP boosts to make that happen. But, like, I was not given a sure chance of going much of anywhere. Or at least I wasn't sure about going much of anywhere and being able to do any of this stuff without, like, advancing stories in places. Seems like the Gaia Belt's probably the best thing to give him there. And again, Goofy, why was, like, everything stripped away from Goofy there? I don't like it. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it was. Because of Goofy taking that real hard hit to the head and, you know, basically taking all that stuff away from him to at least make you think that he might actually permanently be gone. Two strength. I guess. Even though ideally I'd rather have that on Sora. Maybe I'll give Goofy this one and figure out other stuff later. I still didn't actually use any of those AP boosts that I was thinking of. Doggone it. Sorry for all the, like, you know, item sorting stuff to start this off. Also, defense boost. Definitely use that on Sora. I always use those kinds of things on Sora. Because Sora's, like, the only person you're, like, always going to have in the party. So... Oh, that was only 2, not 3. Oh, well. That'll eventually get used. I could also equip the Combo Plus. For now. Okay. Saving. I will save over this file. See, okay, but having the quick run and the dodge roll equipped simultaneously doesn't really work. It seems like the quick run kind of overrules the dodge roll. That's it? That's all you're giving me? Come on. Okay, so real quick. Yeah, I'm getting rid of the quick run. Well, then, maybe... let's actually get rid of that Combo Plus so I can do the guard break. Anyway. Okay. Sheesh.
Light. It's over.
I'm trying to use Master Form now to get some of this stuff over here, because that'll give me drive orbs, which should actually level it up.
Let's go.
That's the move I was kind of expecting and hoping for earlier. But yeah, so this is our second visit to a world for more story stuff, if that makes any sense. Our first return.
Looks like he got away.
How come you're after somebody from Organization 13?
What is that?
The guy in black.
One of the bad guys.
I knew it. There's a rumor in the Imperial City about a spy in black, lurking in the mountains. I'd been up here tracking him, but when you arrived, I lost him.
Sorry.
Don't apologize, but I do wonder where he went.
This looks familiar.
Again?
Okay, first things first. Hey, you! Quit sneaking around!
Yeah. Defeat the mysterious man. Hang on a second. That weapon looks familiar.
Yeah! Yeah! Aha! Take this! Yeah!
Well, shoot, now that I'm not locked onto him, it's having me do a whole bunch of other things with these other enemies.
This is it! Yeah! It's over!
Anyway, let me just heal.
Back off!
I think pretty soon I might still be able to get into a form. Namely, limit form, because that's the only one I can do without other allies involved.
Light! Light! Yeah! This is it! Give me strength! This is it!
Kind of takes me back to a lot of what I did in Chain of Memories, using that Sonic Rave so much.
Back off! This is it! It's over! It's over! This is it! This is it!
Let's do it again.
Give me strength! Yeah! It's over!
Let me shake it up this time.
Light!
Different limit.
Take this! Back off! Back off!
Doggone it. I tried to guard there, but I was just a little bit too caught up in a certain attack combo.
That guy. No. Why would he? Riku?
Ah, so Sora does realize that it might be him. That's
Are you
whose
okay, Sora?
weapon it looked like.
Did you get him?
No. He's gone.
What? You lost him?
Anyway, what now?
I think that we better get rid of all the Heartless first.
Rumble, rumble, rumble.
What was that? Come on. We better get off the mountain.
Okay.
Okay, still not really wanting Mulan in the party. Okay. Yep, another scene. Okay. Oh, there we go. Maybe that's what caused the shaking earlier.
It's heading for the city. We've got to warn Shang.
Speaking of Shang. Just stare down with the Emperor. Anyway, so, so yeah, I did also use Limit Form in the 1000 Heartless battle. That's... I mean, it's currently at level 3, Limit Form is. And I think I got at least some more experience for it there. But yeah, I have a bunch of forms to be working on, though. Definitely when it's just Sora by himself, I've been using Limit Form. Alright, so now we go down the mountain trail here. Speaking of limits, so we got Neo Shadows in the mix now. Fun. And in an effort to do more leveling of forms, I'm also intentionally doing limits to, you know, use up Sora's MP, so then the drive gauge recovers faster. So yeah, I'm guessing that spinny attack that Sora did a little bit ago was like the vicinity break or whatever. Alright, drive gauge is back to max. Which form do I use most? Right now, I'm just using forms as it seems like I am, you know, in a good situation to do so. So, like, these guys, I'm pretty sure I saw them giving drive orbs. Makes sense to use Master Form. Given all of them being maxed out, first time I played, I think I tended towards either Master or Final Form. for the most part. Probably final, more so. Yeah, I could have gotten a little bit more experience for it from that dude, but oh well. Of course, I do not have final form yet. That is something that comes later.
Back off.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to use up MP so I could get the drive gauge back up quicker. Oh well. I'll wait till the next set of enemies. Like this. Especially with it being against these guys, it should be quite helpful so they don't like do annoying twirly spear stuff so much.
This is it. Take this. It's over. Take this. This is it. Yeah. Back off. Take this. It's over. Take this. Take this.
Oh yeah, and as to your comment earlier, Jake, I didn't even really think of it much like you were arguing per se, at like, you know, discussing meta tactics and things of that sort.
Give me strength.
Just, I don't know. That strikes me more as like, hopefully friendly debate sort of things rather than full-blown heated arguments or anything. See, for that moment, I was trying to do wisdom form because I saw multiple enemies that seemed like they'd probably be a little easier to kill. So I was like, hey, let's, you know, get heartless. Okay, let me clarify. Multiple heartless enemies that seemed like they'd be easier to kill. So I was like, hey, seems like a good chance to level up wisdom form. Master I like, but hate how it levels. Have a way of getting tons of drive orbs. It has been. I don't like hitting the scenery for drive orbs. Eh. Huh? Everything's fine. Well, now. Ah, these guys. Look who decided to show up. What? Is that a problem? Nah. We're just glad you're not in black cloaks. You saw him? Yeah, he's in the palace. Well, fighting time. I figured with the number of enemies around, you know, Donald's limit might have been a little better than Goofy's at doing some crowd control. Yeah, so... I just realized I never actually... Okay, so I'm at level 33. Which is still slightly below the recommended level for this world, but I'm not doing too bad. I mean, it is on standard, so... Not likely to be outright terrible anyway.
Back off. Yeah. Back off.
After pork boil 2, you will get duck flare. Yeah.
Yeah. Take this.
Yeah, that is definitely a good limit.
Back off. Take this. Yeah. It's over.
Okay. To the palace. Hurry. And is it gonna put us right into another scene once we get up these steps? Yep.
Open up.
Over here.
Up.
Huh?
That makes no logical sense. They don't have the thing to, like, wrap around the posts like it showed in the movie. We're inside now. Hold up. I was like, is there gonna be treasure right here? No, but there is the gate. But we're not going back out. We want to go in.
Wait!
Riku?
Huh?
Now Riku's already further
Never
in.
heard of him.
This is someone entirely different. Who is now escaping. Okay.
Back off.
I suppose Valor form is the one that makes the most sense in this situation, because there are no Heartless involved to level up Wisdom form. And, like, I'm not going to get Drive Orbs to level up Master form. I guess I could do Limit form, but I try to reserve that for the situations when Sora's, you know, fighting without other party members. I knew that was coming. Just wasn't quite sure how soon.
This is it. This is it. Back off.
Okay. Guess it wasn't Riku. Sorry, Sora. I can't stay. I'm worried about Shang. Oh, right. Your Excellency, Shang, something terrible has happened. We saw a huge monster fly out of the mountains and toward the city. Ah, so it is as the young man said. Isn't that right, Captain? Yes, Your Excellency. You see, a young stranger visited us not long ago. The captain fought the visitor, but was quickly defeated. To my dishonor. It seems that young man was the one in black that I have heard whispers about. Did he mention the name Riku? He didn't offer his name. He was rather rude. Rude? Then it was Riku! Riku's in the organization? Gosh. But why would he come here? Rumble, rumble. Probably the big monster. I'll check outside. Mulan. Shang, guard the Emperor. I'll be fine with them. That's right. Indeed. That is true. We need not worry while you protect us. Hurry! I'd like to make sure I get treasure stuff here before I go back outside. Ooh, new shield. I'm not gonna be able to reach that. Maybe once I get Master Form leveled up a bit, I'll have a chance at that. More torn pages, okay. Could do with a visit back to the 100-acre wood before too long. Queen recipe. So yeah, like, if I get Master Form leveled up, I might be able to do... I think that's what gives me the, like, spinny aerial thing. That's like when you're on the skateboard, but without it. Okay, real quick. Items. Goofy. Oh, yeah. 2 more strength and defender. Some behind the banner also. Ah, okay. Then let me make sure I check that out. So behind the... Oh, like behind the throne, you mean? Yep, okay. Ooh, one of them's an orichalcum. That's usually a big, important thing. Okay, I'm not seeing any others back here. I don't think there's any more along the sides. Hold up. Is there any, like, in between the... Ah! Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. But maybe over here. Yep. Jeez, they jam-packed this room with treasure. That's what? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Plus the puzzle pieces that I currently cannot get. I didn't mean to select that again so quick, but okay. Ooh, reaction boost. Reaction boost is a good thing to have, especially because reaction commands are so... It's such a big part of the game. You know what? I'll just use a couple of AP boosts and... then I won't have to worry about unequipping anything. In randomizers, this is an important room. Yeah, I would guess so, because it's like, with stuff being randomized, you could get... I mean, this is probably one of your best chances to get some, like, really good stuff. Okay. Now we can move toward the exit. The great outdoors. And immediately be greeted by giant dragon type monster thing. Yeah.
Take this. Take this. This is it. Yeah.
Suppose I could try using aluminum while I'm up here. Ah, crud. I think I should have been able to land on it there. Ouch. Well, phooey.
Okay. Donald. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, at least I can reflect those. Or deflect, whatever. You know what I mean.
Back off. Yeah.
And it's down. So, Jake's asking why I've been holding on to the AP boost instead of using them. Actually, a large part of it is just because I've been so, like, caught up in progressing things that I haven't been taking a whole lot of time to just look at, you know, what abilities I have and what I might want to use the AP on. This seems like another situation where Valor Form would be a good idea. Hanging on. No. Forgot about that.
Back off. It's over.
Never seen. Oh, jeez. This is where he does the, like, big laser type attack thing, right?
Yeah. This is
Yeah, this is not gonna get too many hits now, is it? Maybe that part will. Yeah, Knock Smash, not the greatest limit choice in this situation. Of course. Right when I try to get up on top of it. Oh well. Like, if it's gonna let me do that, then I'm fine. Nope. Didn't quite get that right. And now he's moving away again. Dagnabbit. There we go. Okay. I guess I could go back to Valor form. Oh, I pressed triangle. Or Y, I guess. I always want to think of it as triangle because of originally playing this on the PS2. Come on. That's not gonna work. Well, that was definitely not the most efficient Valor form I've ever used. But oh well. This right here is a good spot for this limit. Yeah, I definitely did not, like, intentionally stock up all those AP boosts. This time I might just heal instead of using a limit. Alright, hanging on this time. There we go. And then kind of getting knocked off anyway. It really would be helpful if it, like, did the thing where I could slide under it again. Still, this isn't exactly proving to be all that difficult. It's just turning into more of a little more of a slog than I had hoped. Nope, that was not a good idea right then. Ow. It's so close now. I'm thinking I might actually try not riding the wind this time. See if it'll actually do the thing where I can slide under it. Probably not, though. I think it's just gonna keep doing this whole thing where it, like, just drops these explodey bomb-type things at me. Alright, fine. Oh, come on. Just let me get a finisher in. There we go. Okay. Huzzah! Also, we have improved thunder now. Well, Sora does anyway.
Mulan! Way to go!
Like, they still try and act like they're not a thing, but everybody knows they are.
Once again, you have served China well. It would please me to reward you. What is it that you wish?
Well, you say a guy in black came to see you. What did he say?
That is all you request?
Yes.
Donald and Goofy are like, ah,
Dragons
come
have
on,
crossed
really?
our land and left a great web of paths. These dragons wield much power, and they are the source of many gifts to both man and nature. But it would seem someone of evil intent disturbed one of our dragons and transformed it into what you call a Heartless. It is my belief that this young man came to warn me of that danger. Then I could alert and prepare my troops.
Did you?
I was about to, but he told me this situation had changed.
He said 3 wise guys had arrived, and they would take care of things.
That's gotta be Riku.
But what's he doing hanging out with Organization 13?
No idea. But at least I finally know he's okay. That's good enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Now then, Famula, do you have a request?
I'd like Shang. I mean, well, the captain.
Yes, yes, my dear, what is it?
Could the captain have a vacation, please?
I hardly expected such humble requests. In this case, I'm afraid I must refuse. Captain Lee's responsibility is to protect the Emperor. And yet, Mulan,
Yes.
would you like to serve alongside him and protect me?
What?
Two reeds together are stronger than one. But the choice is yours alone.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
And now it shows that, which I guess is supposed to signal that we're done with all story stuff here. And it even shows the second, like, keyhole looking thing. Okay, so, from here, I could go to Beast's Castle or Port Royal. Or I could do some of the 100 Acre Wood stuff and a bit of Atlantica. And you know what? I think timing-wise, this is a good spot to wrap up this particular recording. So, tune in next time to see what I decide to do. Which, next time will be, like, here in a few minutes in the stream. But, you know, edited down videos, I try not to make it always sound so obvious that I'm in the middle of a live stream. Good grief, I also have so many notifications on my phone right now. A bunch of them aren't real urgent. Some of them I should save here, though, to just make sure that I see them. Sorry, real quick. Do-do-do-do. Okay, anyway. Okay, I'm gonna run some ads on Twitch, take a quick break myself, and then I'll be back. I'm leaning towards going to Port Royal. Also because I know of a particular person that we're probably going to encounter there who is perhaps one of my favorite members of Organization 13. But we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, break time. See y'all in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. And the background music can go away again. I don't necessarily like how many frames have been dropped in this stream, but, like, haven't had anything, you know, real bad as of yet. Haven't seen it say the encoder is overloaded or anything like that, so I see no major reason to try and fix something that isn't all that broken. Alright. And now we press on. Assuming the stream holds up. Back to recording for sure. Okay. So, I think I've decided I'm gonna go to Port Royal. Because apparently, A, I can get duck flare there, and B, I know there's or at least I'm pretty sure there's a particular villain that I kind of like that we'll get to see. Oh, somebody's approaching the chest. They really could have done a better job of making that seem like not just a single layer of texture. Whatever. Well, that's coming from the port. Let's check it out. Okay. And that's all it's gonna give me of that. Google. Just real quick. Got another AP boost. Handed over all the recipes. Ah, save the queen. That's gonna take a bunch of stuff that I don't have. Oh, no more bright gems? Or just no bright gems in general? I don't know. I'm still gonna synthesize this, though. Google leveled up. Rank C recipe materials cut by half. No, Jake, you're not being annoying.
Jack!
Zola, some assistance?
Zola?
That's Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Will you leave a mate to perish?
Aye, aye.
Is this gonna be just a real quick kind of battle or what? But, okay, really? Zola? Oh, hey. Tornado Fusion. You know what? Let's try that out. Item boost. Don't want to put auto limit on there. Let's go with Goofy Bash. I don't know. Yeah. Blizzard is going to be helpful so that I can freeze them. Well, that and reaction commands, per the usual. Oh, I forgot I put that there. And I accidentally did that because I was trying to look at what I had in the shortcut menu while also attacking, and that doesn't work. Okay, well, you know what? Fine then.
This is it. Yeah. Take this.
I think if I end up getting, you know, Valor form maxed out, then in future situations where I would lean towards that, I'll probably default to limit form.
Back off.
But yeah, I don't even have Blizzard within my shortcuts right now. Those pirates were cursed. I thought we'd seen the last of the curse of the Aztec gold. What gives? Some skywag must have got greedy. Oh, I see. You don't trust me, do you? Likely a wise choice. I am a pirate, mates. Jack, Sora. Elizabeth. Some sticky business is afoot, I fear. Wait, Jack. I need your help. The cursed pirates have returned. Will had to find out why. So he went to Isla de Muerta to check on the Aztec treasure. I fear something's happened. You have to take me to him. Aye, there it is. If you'll be wanting him rescued, best do it alone, lass. Alone? Really, Jack? Sail to the island and take on the cursed pirates? Well, if any lass could. Are you sure he's in trouble? No, not certain. But he's been gone too long. I wanted to go with him, but he insisted I stay here. I can't just sit and wait. I've got to know if he's alright. Lucky man. Please, Jack, take me to him. Hold a moment. I see no profit in it for me. I shall reward you, of course. You do owe Will. He has saved your life before. Right. Shall we? Okay. Oh, I forgot I was still in Valor form. It says, to me, Knock Smash is still a little better for the range. But, yeah, I just want to try out this limit, I guess. I don't think I'm missing anything on the ship here. Except for, like, maybe, maybe a puzzle piece that I can't quite jump up to get to. Like that. Alrighty. We just established why you're going back. Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, let me use a form first.
Let's go. Yeah.
And then maybe as I'm trying to recharge the drive gauge, then I'll use a limit. If it even gets to that point.
It's over.
Lately, Valor form has been lasting long enough that, like, I've barely needed to do much aside from it. Oh, there we go. And now we've got Heartless.
Back off. It's over. Yeah.
Well, the attacks still count.
Back off. Yeah.
Another scene.
Interceptor off the starboard bow!
Will! Stop that, Jack! We've got to rescue him! Will! Wake up!
Elizabeth,
What happened?
the medallions, and the stone chest. Someone's taken them. Next thing I knew, we were attacked. But I couldn't see who it was. His face was shrouded in a black hood.
The organization.
We found a way out of the cave. But the villains sent a horde of terrible creatures after us. I've never seen their likes before. I think I'm the only one who made it back to the ship.
Will!
Elizabeth, I feel rather...
Rather what?
Our turn, guys.
You'd best go prepared. We've no idea what's out there.
Pardon me, lads and lass, but your captain will have no monsters today. Thank you. We're turning for home.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Yeah, but watch, we're gonna take like one step outside and end up getting into some kind of trouble.
Don't remember inviting you.
So it was the organization. We'll handle this. Huh?
The darkness of men's hearts, drawn to these cursed medallions. And this heartless, a veritable maelstrom of avarice. I wonder, are they worthy to serve Organization 13?
And you want an answer now?
Precisely.
Alrighty. Fighting time again.
This is it.
I know I keep using Valor form, but okay. Game decided to force me to change it up a little bit. I'll confess, I kind of like out of the Organization 13 members, I do kind of like Luxord. Yeah, okay, that limit wasn't exactly great for this particular enemy. If all the enemies I was fighting were on the ground, it would have been a bit better. So yeah, I do think Knock Smash would have been a little bit better in that situation. And the drive gauge is full again, but this battle's almost over.
Back off.
Ta-da. Yeah, true, there is also Blizzard. But seeing as I don't currently have that as a shortcut,
Throw him overboard.
Aye, aye.
Harley!
Excuse me?
Harley?
It's a bit of the pirate's code. Anyone who invokes parley must not be harmed till negotiations are complete.
This is no time for rules.
True. But as we're honorable pirates, we should always stick to the code. All right, you. Out with it.
I surrender the chest with my humblest apologies.
Rather accommodating of you, mate. And for that you want...
Just a few souvenirs. For the memories.
Huh?
Oh no! We can't stop the curse unless we got all the medallions!
Our friend's about to learn what it means to cross a pirate.
Oh.
Sora, Donald, Goofy, he's yours.
yeah. So we'll be fighting that thing again. Now, who or what exactly was firing the cannons? I see nothing there manning the cannons to fire them. So, I don't know. Bit of a plot hole there.
You stole a medallion again?
Were I only that fortunate.
Fortunate?
So, how come you're all skeleton-y?
Perhaps I got a touch of something from that monster what attacked us. Yet, was the skin resting right on you three?
'Cause we're not greedy. What do you get to that?
That still doesn't solve the mystery.
Gorge, maybe the reason we're all okay is because we're not from this world.
You must be different yours.
Yeah. We're always just passing through. Wonder when we'll see home again.
Sora.
Just kidding you. Lucky we didn't get cursed, huh?
Quit yammering, mates. We've got to find ourselves a ship that'll float.
So actually, come to think of it, I'm not sure that last boss was cursed yet. I think he's only cursed later. Well, or he is currently cursed. Holy cow. Now I got a Peter Pan summon. That's 3 summons I've gotten and haven't even used a single one of them. Three summons I've gotten since we maxed out Chicken Little. And I haven't used a single one of them. Alright, so, real quick, I'm gonna change that again, back to the teamwork limit instead of the one that I was just using. Unleashes powerful attack that hits a target from left to right during a mid-air combo. I don't like having to try and switch over to pressing X in the middle of combos. Would it be helpful? Yeah, probably. But when it comes to a game like this, I guess I'm more of a simple button mashing type. Anyway. So yeah. New summon. Peter Pan. Okay. Moving along. Actually, no. Like, I don't really need to use a limit right now. I could use a form. Yeah, come on. Just a little further over this way. There we go. Okay, maybe not far enough. Hey! High jump is at a higher level now. Okay, come on, dude. There we go. Can I even get Valor Form any higher now? I don't know. There was a reaction command that I totally could have done, but oh well.
Back off. Yeah, back off. Yeah. Back off.
There we go.
It's over.
Okay. At level 34 and still not doing too bad. Okay, so yes, Valor still has at least another level to go up. But... So yeah, high jump for base form Sora is already at level 2 because Valor form high jump is at level 3. So that means maybe I can reach more things.
A medallion! Get it!
Yeah.
No, I thought I'd just leave it alone.
Yeah. Back off. Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Three more to go.
How do you know?
A pirate must have a keen eye, else he won't be sailing free for very long. Savvy?
What? What's that?
Ahoy, mateys!
Ridiculous imitation, and yet I'm flattered.
Cursed medallion. It's engraved with a picture of a skull. Ship graveyard map. Jack, what happened? This is horrible. Ah, but who's to blame for it, eh? Well, it certainly isn't Elizabeth. It's Organization 13. They're the ones behind it all. Wonder where they went. The hooded man took the pirates and his creatures with him into some strange hole. We saw them leave from inside the captain's stateroom. Didn't occur to you to fight them, mate? I'm no fool. I knew I was no match for them. That I believe. Sora, I think we'll need your help. Got it. First, let's find all the medallions. Otherwise, the curse can't be broken, and the creatures will remain invincible. Yeah, so now our task is to find the remaining medallions. So... Actually, this is a different ship, isn't it? Does that mean... Although... This might actually just be the... No, it's the Black Pearl, okay. For some reason I was thinking maybe it wasn't. And I was like, oh wait, should I look around for treasure? Pardon me. Probably need to sail all over the Blooming place for these medallions, eh? Okay, let's double check the ship graveyard first, maybe? Where is it? Ah, there we go.
This is it. This is it.
Okay, cool. Got that one. 2 more medallions to go. Search for nobodies in other areas. Well, I'd like to get a better look at this area for more chests and puzzle pieces and stuff first.
Yeah. Ha! It's over.
Another orichalcum. Click on it. I'm like, why must you guys be completely invincible unless you're in the light?
Take this. Back off. Take this.
Yeah, so I suppose for the moment it might be advisable to add Blizzard to my shortcut menu. Although Thunder isn't terrible either, because it seems to have, like, I don't know. Maybe not quite a stun effect, but something. Some kind of effect on these guys. Oh. I hadn't even noticed there was a timer here. Okay. Nobody defeated. Medallion secured. Someone's trying to call me, and I probably don't care. My phone says it's probably spam. Doggone it. Come further into the light, please. There we go. That's a bit better. And of course, I hit them so many times and drove them so far that way. Okay. But yeah, that timer wasn't there the whole time, was it? I hope I wasn't so oblivious to it that I, like, didn't even realize it was there for a while. Because that would definitely not do me any favors later on. You know, missing things like that. Started at 1.5 minutes, so there was like an entire minute where I didn't even realize that there was the medallion to get. There we go. Step into the light. And I need to quit hitting him at random weird angles that push him out of the light.
It's over. Thunder. It's over. Thunder.
Don't like thunder on the pirates because they can still move. Yeah, but like they move slower, it seems, after you hit them with thunder. Okay, so we've got how many other medallions now? I'm thinking, what, like 3 of the total 4? Or at least it showed it like it was 4 of them. I don't know. Alright, gonna save here real quick. So I guess next we'll check the Isla de Muerta. You know what? Just to shake things up a little bit. Of course, there was only like one Heartless there. Oh, there's one down here. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to back out of the shortcuts before coming down this way. Oh well. If I clear this battle, maybe I'll still, What other enemies are there? Oh. Another pirate. more pirates in general.
Thunder!
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the greatest moment to use Wisdom Form, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's over.
I wanted to mix it up a bit.
This is it. Take this. It's over. This is it.
Okay, now I'll save here. You know what? Okay, real quick. Should I ditch You know what? I have not been using Reflect that much lately. I think I'll swap that with Lazara. Oh, hello. Oh, jeez. That gives you, like, no time flat. What the heck? Well, that's annoying. Why did it give me, like, no time at all? I'm probably supposed to go further in, and then maybe I'll be able to actually have the time to defeat it. Yeah, okay.
This is it.
That is not it.
It's over.
Nope.
Take this.
There we go.
Yeah. Take this.
Cool. Okay. That was the last one.
That's 4 medallions. We got them all.
But where's the chest?
If we find the hooded man, we'll find it.
Probably in Port Royal.
Why's that?
Organization 13 is after people's hearts, so they're gonna go wherever there's lots of people.
They'll hurt the townsfolk?
No, they're bringing them flowers, mate. I don't know who these organizers are, but I will say they're making we pirates look like proper gents.
Well, Jack. Then, we have to help.
Then let go and hold a run free.
Okay. Save one more time, just because I think the moment we get back to town, it's going to be like, okay, well, here's a big battle. Back to the town. Hey, once you're ready, we better get moving. Yeah, well, I think I'm ready enough. Let's go. Well, fancy that.
Go. He's for me.
Now, to break that curse.
Then what's this?
Oh, I understand. Jack must have been cursed by that monster, not from taking the gold.
Oh, I've no worries then.
It's okay, Jack. We'll just have to defeat the monster, that's all.
Get the gold.
Okay. So yeah, now I gotta use magnet. Or not magnet, I gotta use magic, is what I meant. Ooh. Wisdom form.
Yeah.
Because then I could use even more magic.
Freeze.
Well, assuming he doesn't freaking teleport.
Freeze. Ha. Ha. Yeah.
I know I'm not exactly leveling Wisdom form this way, but the increased magic usage is nice.
Yeah.
What? Oh, right. I gotta do this first. So you, like, won't drop medallions by any other means aside from using magic. Or so it seems. Which is a bit of a problem now, because I don't... Oh, well, attacking him otherwise gives you MP, okay. Specifically MP orbs. And of course, if he does this, sometimes it actually gives you a chance to force the medallions out of him. Okay, here we go.
Take this. This is it. Take this.
See, that thunder doesn't really affect the boss
Back off.
in the same way that Blizzard does.
Take this. Yeah, it's over. It's over. This is it. Let's go.
Oh, jeez. Was not prepared for that attack right then.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, he has, like, all the medallions right now. Let me get the ones that I have back in there. Now.
Yeah.
See, now that he's, like, a little bit elevated, it's harder to hit him with Blizzard. Okay. So, is there, like, a maximum for how much Sora can hold at once? Dug on it. No. You were saying to get up on the boxes in the corner so that I'd be, like, on the same level with him while I'm using my magic or something like that. Okay. Makes sense. Boxes in the corner. You mean, like, these ones? Oh, those ones. Yeah, that makes a little more sense.
Free.
Though I guess I should just try and knock all the medallions out of him first. Doggone it. Yeah, that might partially be on me. The fact that Donald isn't using his magic much. Because, I did kind of customize him to use that a little more sparingly in favor of being able to use Cure when I really need it. I didn't really think about changing that setting before starting this fight.
Take this. Take this. Give me strength. Thunder. Free. Yeah.
Almost there. Cool. Ooh, Magnet's powered up now. Oh, during the skull attack, you were thinking I should get on the boxes. True, because those would have been out of the way.
All better.
And not quite, mate.
Sora. Bravo.
Just who was that chap?
He is part of an organization that's collecting hearts. First, they release Heartless into different worlds. We defeat those Heartless, then they get the hearts. We're never gonna stop them like this.
What's the plan, then?
We gotta find their stronghold and finish them off, once and for all.
Sailing these waters, I've heard some tales, but not a one like this.
Is there any way we can help?
Anything at all.
There is.
Secret Answer Report 6. And no more gold. Bye-bye. Down to the depths with you.
It's certain we don't need the likes of that hooded fellow and the Heartless about. They'll ruin the market for us true pirates.
So that's why you went to Port Royal. And we thought you actually wanted to save everyone.
A pirate always looks to profit, Miss Swan.
Too bad. You had us going there thinking you turned over a new leaf.
The question is, what's beyond the leaf, savvy?
Oh yes. A reward. And what'll it be?
That lovely blade of Sora's.
Huh? Okay, sure.
So I was just like, okay, yeah.
Hold on.
It's not
that was far
gonna...
too easy.
Like, because he
What's
knows
the
he's not going to be able
rub?
to keep it.
Oh, there you see.
Well, you've always got the pearl, Jack.
That I do. But someday I'll gather a bloodthirsty crew and come to take that blade. Chance by then, I'll have the way to wield it. And if I succeed, I'll ask you two to join me. That'd be reward enough.
Done.
Maybe someday Jack will be able to use the Keyblade after all.
Why's that?
Yep, he and Sora are kind of alike, don't you think?
Are not.
Yeah, so far we've gotten no indication of Jack following up on that idea.
Some say Jack Sparrow's the worst pirate ever to sail the Spanish Main.
No one could really mean that.
Right. We know he's the best.
I hope we'll get to see him again.
There we go.
Hey, everybody! I'm picking up a strange reading.
Strange reading, you say?
Are you sure? Let me see. Look, it's all cloudy and kind of fuzzy. Probably just a glitch. I don't know.
Where would that be coming from, though? So yeah, now there's new stuff in Agrabah and Halloween Town, too. But, I don't know if I want to get invested in too much else in this particular recording bit. I definitely could do with going back to Hollow Bastion. Maybe could do a little something in the 100 Acre Wood. Or I just save all that for another time. Because, I mean, shoot, that combined with Atlantica might even add up to a whole nother episode's worth of stuff on its own. I don't know. You know what? As far as video length goes, this is probably long enough for now. So, next time, I will probably end up going to... Tell you what, let me go back out to here. Next time, I will probably end up going to Beast's Castle, so I'm not, like, skipping too many battle levels. That might open Olympus back up then. And then we'll see what all else happens. But anyway. Okay, that does it for that recording. I will actually go to Hollow Bastion, though. And, well... Is there anything I'd maybe be missing from the Land of Dragons? Whatever. So, maybe now I'll actually take a little bit of time to look at some of this stuff. Okay, so we're ditching Fantasia for Flare Force. And, him having Draw wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, notice how I have this set up here. I've got the, like, offensive magic to quote-unquote well-balanced. Meanwhile, Cure is set to free use, so... That might be why Donald wasn't using his magic against that one boss so much. Okay. I got the king recipe now, as well as the meteor staff, expert's ring, and the feather charm. Probably a ton of journal stuff to look through, but maybe another time. I don't exactly have forever right now. Got some other things going on in a bit today, but I did want to at least take another look at abilities and equipment and such, especially equipment. Nothing else that's like obviously better than that. This might be where... Whew, geez. Expert's ring. Okay, well, I'll replace the skill ring with that, because that's just a pure AP increase. And then I can give him the soldier earring. AP-wise, I think that's fine for Donald. But... now he can have the meteor staff. I assume that's the best one, especially because it also comes with Thunder Boost. No better shield than the Falling Star. Nothing obviously better there, or there in all likelihood. Yeah. Anything better that I could give Goofy? Yes. That's just straight up positive. But it only gave him like 1 more AP. Defender isn't terrible to have. Once more would be kind of helpful, though. So I might just switch to that. Alright, are there any other abilities of Sora's that I would, like, really want to equip here? Not particularly. Maybe if I would occasionally think to use X mid-combo, I could, you know, equip some of this stuff. In fact, maybe I should. Because I've got tons of these AP boosts. Upper slash would be especially helpful for, like, making longer combos and stuff. Unleash the powerful guard-piercing combo it's guard-piercing attack at the end of a combo. Would I have to specifically, like, line that up with the last move in the combo? Probably. Unleash the powerful attack that hits a target from left to right during a mid-air combo. Okay, that's a thing that I could do. Yeah, there's definitely a couple of things worth using some of those on. So it was horizontal slash that I wanted. I don't think there's any of this stuff down here that I want that badly. Combo plus wouldn't be terrible, but it's not entirely necessary either. Aerial spiral might be nice to have. So that'll use up a couple more of the AP boosts. Then I guess the last one would also give him combo plus. So I wanted that and combo plus. Okay. There we go. Alright, and that is all I think I've got much time to do for right now. Depending on how things go Saturday, I might come back and do some, like, side questing stuff. Because, main plan is to try and wrap up that game demo that I started this past Saturday. And then after that, maybe I can hop into this and do some extra stuff. Okay. But, yeah. That's all I got planned for today. Hope you all have enjoyed the stream. Thanks for stopping by. make sure to stay on the lookout for, videos on YouTube in between streams. And, yeah. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you soon for another stream or something. But yeah. Sorry, just whipping up the raid before we officially wrap things up here. So yeah. Until next time, stay cool, people.